Good morning, Flosstube. It's Darlene from Darlene Dion Designs here on Flosstube, YouTube, Etsy, Instagram, and Facebook. Welcome. I'm so glad you're here with me today. I so appreciate that you take time out of your busy day to come and share my love of cross stitch and a little bit of quilting. That's typically what I show here. I have an Etsy shop, as I mentioned, and I sell my own designs for cross stitch patterns and quilting patterns, and sometimes an occasional finished item. There's been a lot of finished items lately. I've been doing lots of project bags, so I have some pictures to show you later of the project bags that I've been working on. Anyway, like I said, I'm so glad you're here. I am slowly inching up towards 2,000 followers. I can't believe that. It's just amazing. I think I'm just past, a couple months past my second Flosstubers. And yeah, so I just love this. I love the community. I love the cross stitch community. I cross stitched many years ago when I was young and when my children were young, and then I left it and went pretty much full-time quilting, and then during COVID I came back to cross stitching, and then I decided to design some of my own patterns and release them. So that's been really fun. I appreciate so much all of the business that you've brought my way. I know often when I show something new on here, there is an influx of orders in my Etsy shop. So I appreciate you very much. So if you are new here, thank you for stopping by. If you've been here from the beginning, you're awesome. Thank you. Just a very quick life update. You'll see I'm in a different location today. We are house sitting for my son and his girlfriend. They are in Vegas. We live in Nova Scotia on Canada's East Coast, and my son is a carpenter, and he is in Vegas for courses with the Carpenters Union. They just went yesterday, and so she was able to go with him. So they have 2 dogs and a cat and a bunch of chickens, so we offered to come stay here in their house for them so that they could go. She wasn't going to be able to go, and I really wanted her to be able to go. So I'm going to try to show you our little doggy without her growling. This is Abby. This is Abby. Oh my, I just love her so much. She's new to us. They adopted her in March, and she came all the way from Texas. So she is just the sweetest little thing. I love her so much. So nice. And then we have Ozzy. Here, Oz. Here, Oz. Come on. Come on. Here, over here, over here. No. Sorry. No. Go back. Here, over here. Here. Here, look, Oz. This is Oz, and he is a blue heeler, and he is he's a lover. Yeah, I know. I love you too. Okay, get down. Go get in your place. Go get in your place. Yep, lay down. Good dog. Okay, I'm not going to show you the cat. I'm allergic to cats, so I'm treading very carefully around the cat this week. Yeah. Anyway, it could be worse. So, yeah, we're having fun. We're about an hour away from where we live, and so there's a few different things for us to do here. So, yeah, we went. I meant to put the pictures on my iPad. I might be able to do that. We went to Valley View Campground last night for a walk, which is up on a hill overlooking the nearby town. And it is a beautiful view. And I did post a picture on my Facebook, so let me try to find that for you on my iPad here. Lay down, Abby. And of course, when you want them, you can't find them. No, maybe I didn't post them. I guess maybe I didn't. Anyway, we're having a great time. And like I said, we're here for a week. I'll probably be pulling my hair out and ready to go home before the week is up, but anyway. The weather. The weather, since I talked to you last, Nova Scotia experienced horrendous flooding, heavy rain, thunderstorms. We didn't get it. We're in the southwest part of the province, and we were so fortunate not to get it. But it's probably the most tremendous, whatever the word is, horrific flooding that Nova Scotia has ever seen. And there were 4 deaths, 2 little children, 6 years old, and a teenager and an adult. I know some of them were in vehicles that got washed away, and it was just a very, very sad, heart-wrenching few days watching that on the news. And yeah, it was really, really bad. So the south shore of the province and up towards the city, Halifax, and then out more northerly, yeah, they really got bombarded. The pictures were like something you would see, that we would see watching the news in the southern states, you know, like it just really, it was pretty bad. Anyway, and then there's been 2 episodes of heavy rain since then, where there was some flooding again, and they're calling for more tomorrow night and into Wednesday. So hopefully it's not as bad. It doesn't sound as though it's supposed to be as bad, so, but they are still giving a flood warning. So anyway, then the last few days, the last week or so, it's been below normal temperatures. Well, I think it's below normal for this time of year. It's just so fresh and lovely because, I mean, it's been so hot, and we've had our air conditioner going, and then for the past week or so, we haven't needed it at all. It is getting warmer again yesterday and today, but yeah, like it feels almost fallish, which I love it, just love it. Anyway, and that's about it for life update. My sister and I went to Moncton, a flying trip to Moncton. We went and came home on the same day, and we went to visit our uncle. I think I mentioned it in my last YouTube, and we had lunch with him and our aunt, and we went to the Stitch Bug, which is our closest brick and mortar Stitchy shop. So that was lovely. We had a ball. I'm going to show you. I don't have everything with me because I didn't bring everything. I brought all of my stitching, but I do have my new patterns that I bought. But I bought fabric and floss and some other things like that. And but I did bring the patterns, so I'll show you them in a bit. Okay, so I'll do my giveaway. I had a giveaway last time, and I did not bring my sample. Again, I might be able to find a picture of it. This was for, the giveaway was for my new pattern that I had just released called Prairie. And there it is. So, pray big, worry little. As I had said in my last video, I am from a long line of warriors, but also prayers. Sometimes they have to go hand in hand. So I used the random comment picker, and the winner is Char J57. So Char, if you could get in touch with me, my email will be in the drop down box below, and I will send that PDF out to you. And I just realized, I think I said I would do 2 giveaways, but I only chose one name in the random comment picker. So I'll try to do a second one next video. Sorry about that. Okay, let's get to the stitching. We are 9 minutes in. I had said in July that I had hoped to touch all of my Christmas whips, and that didn't happen. I did touch several, and these are not in any particular order, but just what I did get to. That's Christmas. That's not. that is, and that is. Okay, so my Prairie Schooler Santa, I try to do one a year, and I start them on Christmas Eve. And this year I am doing from book number 203. I am doing 1984. So I'm trying to do years that are significant to us. And 1984, whoops, don't want to show you the chart, sorry. This one, 1984 is the year we were married. We're going to celebrate 40 years next year. So that one is what I'm working on. And I know it's sacrilege not to use Prairie Schooler colors, but I brightened my red. I always brighten the red and the green a little bit. So it calls for 221 red, and I use 321 red. And it calls for 501 green, and I use 3345. That's what I've always used in my Prairie Santas, or my Prairie Schooler Santas. So this is my progress. I didn't get a whole lot done. I worked here on this and maybe some in the hood. Can't remember for sure, but not a whole lot, but I did get it and put some stitches in it, so that's a good thing. Now this one I don't have the chart with me. I realize it's home on my easel. I can never remember what it's called. Let me see if I can find it. Sorry. Hibernation Day. I love it. So I am stitching this on, pretty sure it's 25 count vintage country mocha, and it's 1/1. Oh, I just love it so much. So this month, since I've seen you last, I stitched the flower and the pot and the 2 deer. I think I had the wording. Actually, I might have stitched the last couple of words. I'm not sure. So yeah, it's so fun. I really enjoy it. And like I said, it's 1/1, but I don't mind 1/1 at all. So it's gonna be tiny and so cute. Anyway, so I love what the verse says. Just of course I don't have it here, or I'd read it to you. But anyway, and then this is one that I started last year, and I have not done a whole lot on it. And I'm stitching it on 28 count wheat Lugana. Sorry. There we go. So I do have the pattern to show you. This is Little House Needleworks Jingle All the Way. I love this with the quilts there on the line. My sister gave that to me for Christmas. So I worked some more on the house and the little trees at the bottom and around the windows. So again, not a whole lot, but I did put some stitches in it. So yeah, started, I don't know if you can see that or not. I've started coming back up to cross my white X's, which I don't like the way the top ones are looking, but once they're crossed, they look a lot better. Anyway, and I was doing that as a stitch along with Stray Cat Stitcher, I think it was, but I haven't stitched on it since last Christmas, so I haven't kept up with the stitch along at all. This one is very close to a finish. A Quaker Christmas by ByGone Stitches. I love it, just love it. I am not adding, this one you'll see has some green, red, and gold, and I'm just doing green and red. I didn't put the gold. And like I said, I'm very, very close to a finish. So you see down here in the bottom corner, there's not a whole lot left to do. I don't know if I can show you what I've actually worked on this time or not. Well, you see I've got my thread hanging, so I've been working on this motif. Some of these little ones here, which are actually part of this motif. So I finished this motif too. Anyway, there's not a whole lot left to do. I'll finish that big one that I'm working on right there. And then there's just some small snowflakes here. And I think there's 3 or 4 letters. Yeah, there is. So probably a couple days I could have this finished. There's more stitches there than what you'd think, but I mean, more stitches left to do there than what it appears. But like I said, I'm really happy with it, and I'm using 816, I think, DMC 816, and again I think it's 890. I don't see my floss. Oh yeah, there it is. 895, DMC 895. Yeah. So I think that's, oh, one more Christmas one. This one I'm pretty sure I showed you last time. My friend Chris and I started this together, and it is a Teresa Kogut pattern, all the things. So I needed a few more fancy flosses for that, which I picked up in Moncton when we were there. And this is my start. So last time I had part of this frame started and some of this red in here, and then I filled in some of the, it's mistletoe, and it says mistletoe in here. So I've done a little bit more to it. And this is on 36 count doubloon. Doubloon or doubloon, which is it? Pretty sure the tag is still on it. Maybe not. Yep, it is. Doubloon. Anyway, we had thought maybe we should pick a day like the 25th of the month or something like that to work on it every month, just to make sure that we do put some stitches in it. But we didn't do that until high. Anyway, we'll see how that goes. So, oh, there's 2 more whips, and I think this is a new start. And I do have a new start that is a release. It'll be a release from my own, so I'm not going to show you that. This is not a Christmas one. This one I just picked up this week to work on. And I don't have a color photo of the chart because I bought it as a download. But it is Clémence Jauneau, 1889. Several of you stitched it. I know Kim, the Contented Stitcher, stitched it, and I was just in love with it when I seen it. So again, I'm like a lot of you, I'm only stitching the bird and the wreath around the bird. And let me get rid of this thread. I always have a thread hanging. So yappy. So, and I haven't, of course, pressed anything today, which I normally try to do, but here when I'm not home, it's just not the same. So I was able to finish up, I finished up some of these leaves, or added to them at least, and then I started over here, and I couldn't wait to get to this red flower. So anyway, I love it. So pretty. and I'm stitching it on 36 count. It's a Fox and Rabbit fabric. I don't know if it's paper bark or Duxbury. I know I had bought both of them, and I'm pretty sure I don't have it. I don't have the card in here. Anyway, I'd have to look back to know for sure. Anyway, it's beautiful. I love it, love it, love it. And I also this week pulled out my Granny Is No Square Daybreak by Carolyn Manning. I now have a picture of that also on here. Right there. This is a digital picture of it, and the colors are not really true. So when I started it, I pulled all of the called for colors, and I really didn't love the look. I wanted it to look more like the digital. So I tried to pick colors that I thought looked more that way, and they're a little darker. My colors are a little deeper than the digital rendering of it, but I'm really happy with how it looks. So I had added quite a few more squares last time, and again I have added, I think, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and a triangle this time. So love it. Really, really happy with how it's looking. And I'm stitching it on 28 count Monaco, antique white Monaco, 2/2. And it's just DMC flosses. I shouldn't say just, because they're beautiful. Anyway. Okay, and one last whip. Oh, nope, this is a new start. And I had seen Lori Holt showed this in her last Flosstube, and I just love it so much. I'm gonna, no, I thought I had a picture of her original, and I do on my phone, but not on my iPad. I'm just trying to get this thread out of the way too. Okay, so this is, and again, I don't have a picture of it. It's a modern folk embroidery. I can't even remember the name of it. Oh, shoot. Anyway, Lori Holt shows it in her last Flosstube. I think she had it finished, and it's one of the ones that she did for her in honor of one of her grandmothers. She's doing all of her ancestors back so many generations. I'm not sure how far back she's going, but yeah, so I wanted to do the same, and it's just, oh, I just love it so much. And I'm stitching it on a piece of fabric that I bought when I was in Moncton, and it's called Lucan, or I don't know what to call it. Let me see if I can find it. I think I have a picture of it. No, of course not. I'm pretty sure it's 32 count, I think. Lucan, it's kind of an oatmeal-y color there. And this is my start. So I'm really, really, really happy with it. I realized I had something. Oh, there's the other pieces I wanted to show you. Anyway, I will put the name of it in the drop down because menopause brain, you know, can't remember. Anyway, and I'm stitching it with the Gentle Art Schoolhouse Red. So, love it. And I haven't decided which of my grandmothers I am stitching it for. It'll either be my grandmother's, not great grandmother's, my father's mother or my mother's mother. And I would like to do a grandparent wall similar to what Lori Holt is doing. and probably my parents too. My mother is still living, but my dad is passed. And yeah, I'd like to do that. One other piece I wanted to show you that I worked on. I mentioned it last time that I had a small start on Strawberry Fields Forever. And I did have a small little start. And this has been like a chart that I've been wanting so very much. And this was in the container full of goodies that my friend gave me that she had inherited and she's not a stitcher, so she gave me all of the stitching. You can go back to my previous Flosstube to see I did like a little parade of all of the kits that were in that container. It's just, it was amazing. They're all kitted with the pattern, the fabrics and the flosses. It just, I just was overwhelmed how beautiful and lovely a gift it was. But I did start this one. Here are the beautiful flosses. And there's a couple of DMCs as well. But my little start was wrong. I started landscape and it should have been portrait. So what I started was up here in this corner. Yeah, so I could turn it, you know, I could just turn my work but my stitches are going the wrong way to do that. So I am gonna pull that out and restart it. So, and like I said, it's not a huge start. So, but like, it's here and it should be here. Anyway, so I didn't do any more to that, but I did want to show, well, yes, I think I did add a few more stitches and then realized what I had done. So, or else maybe I just pulled it out to add a few stitches and then realized that's probably what it was and decided to wait until I was in better frame of mind to have to pull that out. Oh my. Okay, so that's all of my stitching, I think. Let me look at my list here. And I had said we went to Moncton to the Stitch Bug. I'm just going to show you the patterns that I picked up. I love, love, love this. Prairie Schooler, weather-wise. I was thrilled to see this in. And this is the one that I really want to, I really would like to start it right away, but I have resisted so far. Red Sky at Night, Sailor's Delight. Red Sky in the Morning, Sailor Take Warning. I have been hearing that phrase my whole life since I was just a wee little girl. And I just love it so much. Anyway, this one is really cute too. I can see I could do all of them easily. Anyway, just love it. Really, really pleased to have gotten that. And a Little House Needleworks Giving Thanks chart. I'm thankful for my daily bread and also for my cross-stitch thread. Isn't that the truth? And I love this one by Lizzie Kate. If you live to be 100, I want to live to be 100 minus 1 day, so I never have to live a day without you. Love it. And then the bottom one says, sometimes the smallest things take up the most room in your heart. Anyway, those were the 3 patterns I got. And like I said, I got a bunch of fabric and flosses and I think there were a couple of other things. Can't remember what. Anyway, it was a great day. We had a ball. I wanted to show you some of the bags I've been making. There is one bag left in my shop this morning, and it is gnomes fabric, garden gnomes with patchwork. So you see the gnomes there. It's really very pretty fabric. Anyway, that one is left if you're interested in that. And then this past couple of weeks, I've been making hexie project bags. So I have a bunch of these little hexie flowers made. They're hand pieced and they're 1/2-inch hexies. And then of course you make them into little flowers, and I appliqued them onto a piece of fabric and then added patchwork around it and borders, and there you go. So that's one, but these are sold. Sorry, going the wrong way. These ones are no longer available, but I wanted to be able to show you. So these ones are done with the little 1/2-inch hexies, and I think there's 2 left for me to finish, sitting there in my sewing room. When I get home, I'll be able to finish them. And then these ones are 1-inch hexies. This one is sold too, but I have lots of those hexies ready to finish into bags. So stay tuned for that. The link for my Etsy shop is in the drop down box below, and you can follow the shop there, and that way you'll see updates. And of course I post on Facebook and Instagram when I make an update to the shop too. So if you're interested, that is there. Okay, that's my bags. That's it for my stitching. I don't have any quilting to show other than my bags. I did make a few more those little honeycomb paper pieced blocks, but I forgot to bring them. Never thought to bring them. I did want to talk about the quilt show that I attended 2 weeks ago. There's a church in Soniaville, Nova Scotia, which is on the St. Mary's Bay shore, which we call here the French Acadian shore. It's about 40 minutes from where I live. And every year they do a fabulous quilt show in the Catholic church there in Soniaville. The quilts are displayed on the pews, and there's always a display at the front of the church. It is just an absolutely beautiful quilt show. So I had asked, sometimes they've had a vendor in the show in the past, so I had asked if that was a possibility of something I could do this year. So they were all for it. So I was able to have my little pop-up shop there for my patterns and some finished things. And so that went over really well. I had a really successful week. I was there from Monday to Friday, and I met lots of quilters, lots of tourists, seen some old friends that I haven't seen for a long time, which was great. And it's just a fabulous show. So if you're ever in Nova Scotia during the 3rd week of July, definitely try to make a point of going to that show. You won't be disappointed. And like I said, I'm going to try to show you my pictures because I know I have some somewhere. Oh my goodness. One day there was soft music playing the whole time in the background, and it was a recorded music. And then I think on the Wednesday I was sitting there, and Leonard Cohen's Hallelujah started playing, and it occurred to me that's not taped music. I could feel the vibration in the floor, like I knew that someone was playing. I looked around, I knew it was a pipe organ, but I couldn't see where the guy was or where the person was sitting. Anyway, then the next day he played some more, and that day I was able to see him. And I'm just gonna play a little clip of it here, and it'll show you some of the quilts too. No, well, that worked well, didn't it? Sorry. So he's playing a digital pipe organ here, and it's just amazing the sound that comes out of that. So here you can see some of the quilts. That's at the front on the stage. And then I'm going to try to show you a couple of pictures too. Maybe not. This is the quilt that was hanging on center stage. This is Dear Jane. And I am so proud to say that my cousin Tammy Belleville, made this quilt. Some of you, I've mentioned before that I had a quilt shop for 5 years in Digby. And I had started Dear Jane. I was working on it in the shop one day, and Tammy came in and seen that I was working on it, and she bought the book and decided to start it herself. So she finished it in 2020. I think she said 2020. And her mom quilted it for her. And since then, her mom has passed away. So it's very, very special to her. And it really was the star of the show. It's an incredible quilt. So, and it made me want to get mine out and get some more blocks made on it. So anyway, it's a fabulous show. Like I said, here's a good picture showing them on the pews. I will put the name of the church and the community in the drop-down box below. If you Google Soniaville Quilt Show, you will find some fabulous pictures. There's the balcony that overlooks the whole auditorium, and the public isn't allowed to go up there because of insurance reasons, but in the past they have had some pretty amazing photos taken from up there in the balcony of the show. So anyway, that is that. I've been watching Flosstube a fair amount. A couple of new ones for me. The Museum Stitcher. I really like her stuff, what she's working on. And her friend, Seattle Stitcher. Really, and I'm really enjoying both of them. And there's a Canadian cross stitcher, of course. I didn't have it written down. Of course not. That'd be way too... I can't remember. I'll try to put her in the show notes. So, like I said, I've got quite a few... I'm just making a note. I've got quite a few Flosstubes in the queue ready to watch, and the internet here at my son's house is so much better than at home, so I'm hoping to do some of that this week. I didn't say that while they're away, I am going to work in her little shop that I have mentioned several times that I've worked for her here and there, but this is the first time I will ever have worked a whole week. So today is Monday, which I think I failed to say at the beginning, Monday, August the 7th. The shop is closed today, and it's a holiday here anyway. So Tuesday to Saturday, I'll be working in the shop. If you happen to be in the area, come on in, say hi at the Woven Basket in Annapolis Royal. So yeah, I'm going to have a busy week. And when I'm there at the shop, I'm usually able to stitch, so I will be stitching and no quilting. I thought about bringing my sewing machine and setting it up at the shop, but I decided I didn't want to do that. So anyway, I'll be stitching and reading and saying hello to the customers. So I think that's it for me today. And hopefully this will upload really quickly here with this excellent internet. Thank you for joining me. I hope you're all having lots of wonderful stitchy time, and that you're not being bombarded by bad weather. Yeah, all the good things. So again, thanks for stopping by. Have a great day. See you next time.